Send this episode to anyone you know that wants to be an NBA agent. I filmed it on July 17th, 2023, when I was completely focused and locked in on being an NBA agent. I was making a file on my phone. I was reading the collective bargaining agreement. I was about to sign up for the NBA agent exam. But God came into my life quickly and swiftly and with a lot of force, and he reinforced that I am a coach through and through. Being an agent would not fulfill me. Being an agent would not give me contentment. Being an agent would not help me build God's kingdom with the time, talent, and treasure that he has given me. That is reserved for Dorian, the basketball coach. But that does not mean that this knowledge should go wasted. I thought about deleting it, but I ain't. Because a lot of y'all need this information. A lot of parents out here of elite recruits, or even if your kid isn't an elite recruit, you're going to come across agents that are trying to come after you. For those of y'all that want to be agents, this is a great way for you to get the blueprint for how other agencies get these elite clients. And for every player out there, I work for you. Watch this intently. Study everything that I'm saying, because all of this is from my life experiences. This isn't something I read. This isn't something that was some he say, she say. This is stuff where I was actually there. So if you know anybody that wants to be an agent, click like on this video, click share on this video. Make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, and send this video to someone, and make sure you watch it all the way to the end.
My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond.
You know, this is something that when I first got in the basketball industry, man, I didn't think that I was going to be somebody that was going to be an active agent, recruiter, runner, anything like that. But, you know, I have been involved in these situations a multitude of times, and I can tell y'all from my life experience how this stuff works. So there's a few powerful agencies that work inside of the NBA ecosystem. A lot of y'all know Clutch. It's ran by Rich Paul, essentially LeBron James' agency. They do a phenomenal job. You got William Morris, which is WME. They represent not just sports figures, but actors and musicians and all that. CAA is the same way. Wasserman's a very powerful, reputable agency. Excel Sports Management. All these agencies are very, very powerful, and they've been around for a long time. What these agencies do is they hire sports agents. And the way you become a sports agent in the NBA, the way you become an NBA agent is you have to fill out the application that comes open on August 1st. You have to pay $2,000 inside the application. You got to fill out all your work experience, all your college experience, anything you've done with basketball, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When you finally do that, what happens is they approve your application. Once they approve your application, they send you the materials so you can study for the NBA agent exam. And the NBA agent exam goes over a lot of things inside of collective bargaining agreement so you can understand bird rights and early bird rights and non-bird rights and what a rookie max extension is, what the designated veterans extension is. It's all these things that happen inside of the NBA ecosystem, the transactions that occur, the stuff that I used to skip over, or I would read it, I don't know what that means. Now I'm really locked into it. You take the exam, I'm not mistaken, I think it's in January is when it opens up. You take the exam. And when you actually take the exam, you can take it online. Once you pass, you're now an agent. But now that you're an agent, you got to get clients. There are a lot of people who are lawyers who understand all this legal talk, and they go and they take the NBA agent exam and they pass, but now they got to get clients. And the way you get clients, you got to be able to recruit. Just like any other aspect of basketball. In college basketball, high school basketball, AAU basketball, you got to recruit. You got to recruit as an agent as well. Now, since these agencies are based in LA or New York City or whatnot, and a lot of these agents are dealing with high-level things, so to speak, they don't really have time to recruit like that. They're going to use their relationships kind of like a head coach would, but they have to make sure they're holding down the fort and taking care of the business that's already there before they go acquire new business. So this is when they outsource and they hire runners. What a runner is somebody that's not a certified agent who might want to be an agent, or they might be somebody who's just connected in a particular city or whatnot, and these agencies start paying them as basically consultants to go get talent. And the way that these runners work, this is some of the stuff I've had to do while voluntarily, I won't say voluntarily done. I kind of got thrown into it because of my relationships, but I really enjoy what I had to do. You know, they go to AAU events. They go to high school events. They go to USA basketball events. They go to wherever the elite talent is. And when they're going to these events, just like a college coach, these agents, these runners, they're going and they're looking at the best kids and they're looking at the parents that are there and they're going and they're talking to the parents. And when they go and they walk up to the parents and say, hey, how you doing? My name is such and such and I'm with Rock Nation Sports. And the moment that you say an agency that has a brand that rings off in that parent's ear, you now have their attention. And now at this point, the runner, all they're trying to do is establish the relationship, establish the rapport to get these parents interested, to get the players interested, and they're going to be the person that plugs the parents and the player with the certified agent. And now it is up to that certified agent to nail it down. Now, it's not a one-time meeting. It's not 2 meetings. It's not 3 meetings. You got to really recruit. And the way it used to be back in the day is like you weren't even allowed to talk to high school players if you were an agent. So you had to go through intermediaries. And guys used to put up so many boundaries, so many walls to make sure that they were being taken care of inside this process. So that's why you got kids that were being sold here. And this AAU coach has this high school coach got that, this agent buying this person a car, because the agents, they are representing current NBA players, so money is no object to them. So whatever they got to do to get you to sign to them, that's what they're going to do. And once you get inside of that agent's ecosystem, once you are on that agent's client list, whether it's official or not, he starts taking care of you. He might pay your cell phone bill. He might buy you some chains. He might make sure you get backstage to the Drake concert. When you get older, he gonna fly you out to LA, have you getting those runs, those Rico Hines runs at UCLA. He gonna have you do the entire NBA lifestyle. He gonna have you work with an NBA trainer. He gonna have you on NBA weights. They are investing into you right now. And they might help you with the college. They might not help you with the college. But all they're trying to do is try to get in good with you right now. Because as you matriculate through the basketball system, they want to make sure that they have their hands on you. So when it's time for you to declare for the draft, you go with them, you sign with them. Now, the way that the NBA works, the way that the collective bargaining agreement with the Players Association and the governor states that agents can only get up to 4% of an NBA contract. So let's take somebody like Paolo Banchero, right? He signed the number 1 pick 2 years ago. He signed for about $50 million. So the way this works, for every $1 million that you get for your client, you're going to get around 4% of that, right? So what's 4% of 50 million? Y'all can put it up on the screen. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. See how I do when it's time to edit this. But y'all can do the math right there. So if you got the number 1 pick, you might be all right. But that money goes to the agency. That money doesn't go to the individual agent. It goes to the agency. Those agents get paid a salary. So if you're the number 1 pick, that's 50 million. But if you, the 30th pick, it might be 5 million. You a second round guy, you might be lucky if you get $1 million. And that money starts dwindling very fast. You sign somebody who gets a $1 million deal, that's only $40,000 for you. And that goes to the agency. And the agency start looking at these agents as sales reps. It's just like any sales job in America. What are you bringing in? Are you bringing in what we're paying you? And if we're paying you $1 million, $2 million a year to be an NBA agent, and you bringing in 40,000, bro, you gotta go. So these agents gotta make sure that every single year that they are bringing in someone who is going to make them some money. Another way that agents get paid is off of marketing deals. Now, the marketing deals, that percentage is not collectively bargained in the CBA between the Players Association and the governors. But the industry standard is between 10 to 20%. But to get marketing deals, you got to pick up the phone. To get marketing deals, you got to be creative. To get marketing deals, you got to understand the player that you have and what he's into and what he's not. To get marketing deals, you got to understand what the company is looking for and what you can deliver. A lot of these agents, they ain't worried about that. They don't even know anything about that. They don't know nothing about business. They don't know nothing about social media. They don't know nothing about creative copy. They don't know how to build a brand online. They get paid a salary from an agency. So they get everybody the same marketing deals. Shoe deal, which barely exists anymore. Gatorade, if that's even an option for you. a basketball card deal, and maybe some local deals. And if they get 10% of that, that's some okay money, but it's not a lot to really keep them employed. What keeps agents employed is that second contract. That $100 million, $150 million, LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards case, that $260 million deal. To get 4% of that, now you're talking some real money. And now, since they are a premier player in the NBA marketing is really going to pick up, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to get marketing deals too. That's why the recruiting is so important. But here's a problem that a lot of agents face. They meet these guys when they're 16, 17, 18 years old. And when it's time for them to sign, they're 18, 19 years old. When you were talking to an 18, 19-year-old about millions of dollars, are you talking to them? Probably not. They're there. They're at the table. They're having a conversation. Their name's on the document. Who are you really talking to, though? Who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to get to trust you so you can get this client? The parents. So a lot of agents, what they end up doing is they are more worried about making sure the parent is happy as opposed to the player being happy. And that's cool on that first contract, on that rookie deal. But once he gets 20, 21, 22, he's been in the NBA locker room for a few years. He's seeing what his homeboys, his teammates have bought, what houses they got, what cars they got, what stories they have. And what you start finding is all these dudes fire their first agent. The agent that put all that money in the pre-draft process. The agent that's been recruiting you since you were 16. The agent that traveled to go see you in Colombia or wherever you were playing U16 basketball. But now he wants to make his own decision. He wants to be his own man. We saw with Lonzo Ball, he actually posted this on his Twitter when he broke off from the BBB brand. It wasn't disrespect to his family, to his dad, but it was time for him to be his own man. You see it all the time. Look at how many guys fire their first agent. And they get to that second contract, they sign that second deal with the second agent. And this is a problem that exists inside of the sports agent, the NBA agent business right now. Because those big agencies, they need to keep recruiting guys every single year. Because guys are going to get drafted every year. So, of course, they all want to have lottery picks, but they got to have guys that are getting represented because you never know who's going to turn out to be who. I mean, you kind of can know, but they don't know. That's why my approach is legacy agent. All those agencies I named, they do a phenomenal job with the pre-draft process. And when they're going to get you drafted. But once you get drafted, who's helping you build that business online? How many of these agents have charted #1 on iTunes? On their own. How many of these agents have 500,000 social media followers and it wasn't because they were attached to a player or attached to a team or attached to the NBA? They got that out the mud, gaining each follower themselves. How many of these agents have 500 million views on social media on their own? How many of these agents have built a business from zero to $1 million out of their room? Talking to cameras like I'm doing right now. We live in a whole new world. Even going down to the NIL level, NIL deals are computed, I don't know which word you want to use at this point, based on how many social media followers you have. These agencies claim that they help you build these social media followings, but they don't really know how to do that. There's no knock on them. They just didn't grow up with this. They just don't know. They haven't had to make their money in this. I have. I know how it works. And there are so many deals that are sitting there because so many people want to be attached to NBA players. But these agents, they're employees. They don't want to flip over the apple cart. They don't want to piss somebody off. They try and do their job, be really good at their job, get paid their salary, go home. But if you're a legacy agent, which is what I am, what I'm going to be when I pass the exam, I need to be you off the court. I'm a corporate athlete. My mentality is just like yours. I'm a player. I'm a coach. I can scout, break film down. We ain't even really had heavy basketball talk on here yet, and we will. But I also understand business at an exceptionally high level too. I understand the basketball ecosystem at an exceptionally high level. I understand that right now the NBA is investing more money in data and gambling initiatives than anything that they're investing in right now and anything else. I understand what the media rights deal and what's going on. I read about it every single day. I understand what the NBA is doing to make sure that they're putting the best product forward so they can get the most money for these players. Because they split it in half. I understand how to grow your social publicly while keeping your family private. You don't have to be out here being a coon, buffoon, and you ain't got to do all that. You show people what you want to show them. You let them know what you think they need to know. You can build an entire brand off of that that's going to generate you money in perpetuity, which means forever, even once the ball stops bouncing. That's what this is about. You in the NBA right now, you just signed an extension. You making $30, $40 million a year. You're 22 years old. It's going to continue on. You're going to make 50, 60, 70. Some of y'all right now that are listening to me that are playing in the NBA, you're going to sign a contract, and at the last year of that contract, it's going to be $97 million. You're going to get almost $100 million in 1 year playing basketball. And then one day, it's all going to stop. What are you doing to make sure that money continues on? It ain't just investing in the market. It ain't just real estate. It ain't just starting a media company. It ain't just that. What are you doing that's specific to you, that's based on your interest? How many agents are showing interest in your interest at a high level? How many agents are making sure that you have hired a maid for your house to make sure your house on the up and up, helping your significant other with cleaning up the dog and cleaning up the kids and cleaning up the entire house and cleaning up the family? With the nutrition, how many agents are putting you on a nutrition plan where you ain't even got to worry about your meals? You go to the fridge, you warm it up, and you good. How many of these agents know you personally and they're seeking out deals that match you? Not the blanket deals that everybody wants, the deals that match you. How many of them can you really talk basketball with? How many of them are breaking down film with you? How many of them can use their iPad as a telestrator? How many of them can break down sets with you? How many of them can do scouting and personnel reports with you? How many of them can speak to the trainer in a way where you can work on specific things that you know you need to work on to get prepared for next season? Not just the blanket workout that they putting everybody through. You got a problem going left in the short corner. You shoot 38% from there. Why can't you shoot 62% from the left short corner? What workouts are we doing to make sure that you are getting better with your left hand? If I was Jaylen Brown's agent right now, he would have 3 workouts a week where you ain't doing nothing but left hand. Tatum too. I was watching a clip the other day where Kobe Bryant was picking up D Wade full court and shading him left the entire time. Textbook defense. Repost it to my Twitter. Retweet it to my Twitter. Dorian Group 82 on Twitter. Go follow me right now. Calls D Wade to turn the ball over. Kobe studied the scout report, snuck him out, sniffed him out, executed at extremely high level. That's the type of player you want to be? You're not going to get there on your own. And it's sad, but the team don't really care about you at that level neither. You are a commodity this year. You are a line on the balance sheet this year. They don't care about your career in the long term. They care about your contract. That's why you hear these media members talk about contracts. This is a contract. Get this contract. They aren't contracts. They're players. They're people. They're humans. How many people actually treat you like that? How many agents actually look at you like that? Instead of looking at you like a come up. You got to pick an agent who you rock with. You got to pick an agent who you love, because this is a marriage. This is a business marriage. Y'all got to court. Y'all got to date. Y'all got to consummate the marriage, whatever that's going to be. You got to be committed through the good and the bad. That's who I want. That's who I'm working with. I want the guys that want to be the best player. I want the MVP. I want the first team All-NBA. I want the president of the Players Association. I want the guys that's going to the NBA Tech Summit. I want the guys that has his family volunteering and helping the other families at the NBA draft. I'm one of the guys that's going and speaking on these panels and letting everybody know, representing the NBA, they're a brand ambassador for the NBA. I want a guy that wants to eventually own a team. That's what I want. And I know it's not every NBA player. That's why I'm not an agent for everybody. But for the players who do commit to this legacy agent, that's what we going to be about. You need that? You want that? Hit me up. Dorian Group 82 on all social media platforms. Go to basketballceo.com, group82university.com. And I'm going to tell y'all this, NBA players is watching me. Do your research on me, man. Don't listen to me. Just do your own research. Go watch the content. Go look at my Wikipedia. Ask around. Some people ain't going to know who I am. Some people will. And then go with what's in your heart. What's God telling you? What's Jesus telling you? Because I only want the right fit. Basketball is truly a love language for me. And I don't play no games with it. Because it's too beautiful of a game to actually do that. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.